So today I want to discuss the number one mistakes scientists and STEM professionals in general make when giving presentation. So the most common mistake that I see happening all over, especially when I work with my clients, when I coach them on their presentation skills and their communication skills in general, they tend to think that everyone knows what they know. Now, we are all very much aware. We've all taken these communication courses that are these basic courses when they tell you, yeah, but you should really meet the people where they're at. You should explain your work in this and that way. But how many people actually do that? And how many people are actually able to do that? Because one thing is to know how something should be done, and the other, a completely different thing, is to do that in the way it should be done. So I've seen this time and time again, people talking to their audiences, people who are not experts in their field, as if they were talking to themselves. So basically, translated into a more general language, they are assuming everyone knows what they know. And this isn't something that they do on purpose, for sure, because I'm sure that the intentions are good behind this presentation, but the problem is when we don't take a moment to really analyze the people who are listening to us and to really make sure that we focus on them instead of this need to share everything that we did. And this happens many times in presentations and conferences, and I want to invite you to reflect for a moment on the last conference presentation that you listened to, or the last conference that you went to. How many of those presentations and talks did you actually understand? Chances are it is a really small percentage, and the main reason is exactly this, because the speakers, scientists, engineers, developers, assume everyone knows what they know. And the solution for this is, I would say, easy, but simple, but not easy, I guess, because the solution is to really focus on the people you're talking to. What is their expertise? How familiar are they with the topic you are trying to explain? What is it that they are here for? Are they here to try to understand your work? Are they here to potentially give you funding? Are they here to, whatever other reason, learn something from you? So really try to turn your focus from your work to the people that are listening to you. Now, how can we do this in practical terms? How is this done in real life, if you will? So this is done when you are designing. Before you start designing your slide, before you start designing your talk, you just ask yourself this super simple question. What do I want these people to know? And just by asking yourself this question, you will instantly filter out the most important things from the least important ones. It's sort of like a filter, an instant filter, to be able to differentiate between those two things, and then you can further start asking questions like, what do they need? What is it that they need to know about this specific topic? Because that way you are making sure that you are including them and really ensuring that you are going to fulfill their needs, because when we are explaining our work, it is all about meeting the people who are listening to us where they are at. They're not supposed to know everything about our work. They don't need to know anything about algorithms, science, some protocols, experiments, and so on. What we want from them is to really be present, and they can only be present and not start scrolling or checking emails if they get what we are saying. So it's our job to make sure we can really provide them our work, explain our work, and provide them information that they can understand. So the first thing is to ask yourself, who is your audience? What do these people need? Why are they here for? And before you do anything, and just with this mindset, with focusing on them, you are instantly going to create slides and reports, if you're writing, in a way that really resonates much more with them. And this is just the first the first draft we are, right? The very first attempt of trying to explain your work. And then as you go through the editing process and you try to make your writing better or your presentation better, you can always ask these questions again, because chances are that something will slip there, something will happen. Like at some point you will catch yourself repeating some jargonic words that chances are the majority of your audience isn't familiar with. So what we want to do is to make sure that we remove all of that and speak and explain our work in a way that resonates with them, because that's the whole point. If they don't understand you, they're not going to fund you, they are not going to hire you. Their mind is just going to say an instant no if they don't understand what their work. They're just going to shut down, as we all do when something is complicated, boring, and we are simply not interested enough to care and put our attention there. So if you are interested in training this skill, in really becoming an expert in this skill, and at the same time making sure that every time you have to give your presentation or explain your work, whether in presentations or in reports or write about it, you don't want to feel this stress, like this 3 a.m. panic attack the night before the presentation, because the slides are all over the place, because you are not sure what you're even talking about and you are sure it's going to be a disaster, so you are stressing and so on. So if you don't want that, and if you want to really streamline this process, I invite you to join my coaching program, in which we do exactly that. So we take your real life challenges and struggles and we work on that specifically. So if you're interested in this kind of help, I will leave a link down below where you can schedule a completely free discovery call with me, where we can discuss specifically those things, like your challenges, your struggles that you're currently facing in your STEM career communication wise, and we can see if we are a good fit to work together. I hope that you found this video useful, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.